So we're going to run our launch script. Going for an 80-kilometer orbit with no inclination. Oh, what? Oh, run. Oh, did I spell launch wrong? Oh, I didn't put on. Okay, sorry. I don't have my boot script installed. Switch to 0. Oh, this is. There we go. Launch 0. Okay, so there's a list of some things I gotta fix. There we go. Now it's going. It wasn't on the right drive. Oh, yeah, beeps! I forgot about the... We're off. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh, I gotta fix that. Plant mass equals 0. Yeah, fix that. Okay, starting the pitching maneuver. I forgot about the beeps. That came up on the Discord, and I'm really, really sorry. I forgot the name of the person who recommended those beeps. And I got to stage manually. This is really embarrassing. We got to do some fixing to this thing. Who showed me how to put those beeps on. And I'm very, very appreciative. Unfortunately, I have forgotten the name of that person. But that person knows who they are. There we go. Now we're just on these engines. It's really, like, I don't know what it is, if there's an asymmetry in here somewhere, but look how hard the rocket is pitching over to stay on a 90-degree heading. Something is not quite right. So we definitely have some tweaking to do on this thing. It was me, thank you, Benjamin. Yes, of course. Benjamin was the one who did that for me. I love the beeps too. Alright, so this... Oh, we just nerfed the thrust as it's supposed to do. Honestly, I thought this thing was going to be a wobbly monstrosity. There's something out of balance. I'm not sure what it is. It really wants to lean to the left from this view. Think from the left? Yeah, I don't know. Well, to one side for sure, and I'm not sure why. I'll have to check thrusts and things. It is correcting itself, so that's okay. To be honest, it's doing way better than I thought it would. I thought this thing would be, like... I thought it was going to wobble apart on launch. So I'm actually pretty pleased. Okay, I gotta get ready to stage. I forgot that was never intended to go right up into space. This guy's finishing off our final part of our insertion. That was always the plan. And there goes the fairings. That worked out well. I gotta admit, I'm kind of... It's in a bit of an inclined orbit, 1.3 degree inclination. Because of whatever that asymmetry was right at launch. I have to figure out what happened there. But honestly, we'll see how much delta V it has when it gets up to the top. I would love it to have a total delta V of about 2,800 meters per second. Once we have achieved our orbit. That's what I'm shooting for. Or clearly more would be nice too. You know, I don't think it needs to have more thrust here. I don't think it has enough thrust. Adjusting thrust to 0.9. I guess it's supposed to do that. Okay. I'm catching up to my apoapsis here. This is what's got me concerned. Because when this time to apoapsis hits 0, you can see it up here too. That means we're going to stop going up. We're about to be starting to go down. And going down means not getting to space. Okay. Well, it wasn't a complete disaster. Let's terminate that. Okay, let's... What on earth could have been that asymmetry at the very beginning? That has a thrust to weight of 3.35. The one on the other side is 35.5. This one has a thrust to weight of 78.5, and this one has a thrust to weight of 78.5. The thrust to weight, I keep saying 78%. The thrust limiter is 78%. That's at 100%. This one's at 100%. This one's at 100%. What about the mass? I mean, I've done everything symmetrically. I don't know. There's the lift. They all look lined up to me. You know, maybe it was just some wobbliness at the very beginning that, I don't know, that got it going in the wrong direction. That could be. Why don't we try a bit of strutting? When in doubt, struts. That couldn't hurt. Make them white. Like maybe that was the problem. Let's do some auto strutting too. This joint here probably is wonky. What I always find when you get auto strut, when you have these sort of transitions in diameter, I find the game doesn't seem to handle those very well. Auto strut. Where's the auto strut? Okay, why am I... Oh, that's because I'm sticking on a Poodle engine. Auto strut. There we go. And oh, there's also... Oh, that could be... I know what might be. Auto strut. This gap right here could be a problem. Let's see if we can auto strut. And auto strut here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that helps. I need smart parts for the staging. I need the Drainix. So this will detect when this tank is out of fuel, and oh, I put 2 of them on there. There's no reason for that. It just needs 1. And we'll stage when it's running out of fuel. I'm going to put 1 on the other side for this one. Same thing, and 1 for the central core stage, like that. Okay, and we can play with textures. I mean, why not? Orange seems to be the theme, so let's go orange, 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 orange. Oh, whoa, whoa, what happened there? Oh, I changed the Poodle. Shoot, I don't, okay. I didn't realize I could do that. Okay, change that guy. That one. This is all purely aesthetics, what I'm doing here. Let's get the... Always like that. I like it when they're in the atmosphere. Put these boat tails on them. And is there a texture on the fins? Oh, there is. Okay. There, let's go that. Okay. What else did I need to do? Well, maybe the auto... Remember to save it to a subassembly. Yeah, Benjamin says, remember to save this to a subassembly. I definitely will do that. I tend to do that when I'm not streaming so that people, you know, don't have to watch me. But I'll definitely save this if I can get it to be a working rocket for me. I've really done very, very little. These are the ones that need to be a little bit stronger. You know, there's even textures from Restock on these guys here. If you look, I don't need the checklist anymore. Go away. There's some really nice. Like I'm a sucker for these textures. Look at that. I can make it orange. You can barely see it. Okay. I think thrust in the upper stage. You think there's probably not enough thrust in that upper stage. That could, well, it should be okay. There's not much I can do about it because that is at full thrust, as is all of these guys. But it wasn't. It was the script that was turning the thrust down too low. It might have been the script was just messing up. I'm going to run it one more time. And oh, I do want to. Sorry, one more thing is, where is the KOS thingy dingy there? I need to put the boots and there. Okay. Okay, let's try simulating this again. But right now we're going to see if this thing flies a little bit better. Just, I don't know, we'll see. So run, launch, 080N. Because it looks better now, it certainly should fly better. Isn't that the way these things should work? Okay, we are off. And I'm not seeing that hard over pitch happening this time. I think there was something wobbly up at the top, and right at launch, something went wonky. And there we go. That's working now. That wasn't me. Now the script is doing it. Dropping. Are those going to drop like right now? They should. Ugh. That's a little sketchy. They look like they're going to drop right on the. Are we going to see them hit? Dropping right on the launch pad. No, they're not. They're falling in front of it. There they go. Not too far from the launch pad. This, you know what this reminds me of? This isn't a very good, like, these are too small. Really, like these radial boosters. It reminds me of the Kerbal, the stock Kerbal X that you can do. And I always thought that was a stupid design, and here I am building something much too similar to it. We're not getting, oh, it is off center again. Why? I wish I was paying more attention, but it is off center again. Did that happen at a particular staging event? We're definitely going to check that out. There's something's not quite right. Destructible buildings are on, James. They are on, so yes, I can blow up my launch pad. This is not an ideal design. If I had more, if I just had actually 2.5 meter nose cones, I would put, or even 0.875 meter nose cones, I'd be building bigger radial boosters here on the side. I mean, I suppose I could keep it like this and then flare it out. That would work. Because I have the tanks that transition from 1.25 to 1.875 or to 0.25. I guess. Oh, sorry, we're about to get a staging event here. That's one way around it. Here we go. This time it increased the I don't think it had the thrust up as high as this last time. I think something went goofy with the script because I was doing the staging. I think we have more thrust here now. At least I hope I do. I don't think the script adjusted the thrust up high enough before. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. But there still is an asymmetry in there somewhere. I don't know how much time I want to spend puzzling it out, though. All right. How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? It is definitely performing better. We're not... Our apoapsis is now moving away from us, which is exactly what we want. So that was a script issue, not a design issue. All right. Yeah, maybe something is slightly off-center. It didn't happen at launch, though. It happened after a staging event. So now I'm kind of very, very curious. We'll investigate in the VAB one more time. But if this ends up working for me okay... All right, we've hit our target apoapsis. I might just live with it. Whoa, jeez, I hate that. I started... okay, we'll just watch it. Okay, we are in space. It's setting up our circularization burn. The circularization burn is 207 meters per second. And we will still have over 2,800 meters per second left when that is all done, because there's 3,055 left. So I am pleased with this. I think I can just... I think I'm going to end this. I think it's good enough. So let's terminate. Terminate the simulation. Let's see if we can figure out why there's that asymmetry. Then I want to launch this thing. I flat out do. It isn't the worst thing I've ever built, but it is far from the best. Okay, let's open up Kerbal Engineer. We're going to take this off a compact, and what we're looking at are these torques. And there are torques. The thing is, I find hard with these torques is I don't know what's a lot of torque and what's a little bit of torque. I mean, there's going to be a little bit of torque because there is some asymmetry in the placement of all this gear and everything here. But I would think there has to be something bigger than that at play. Just looking at how these things stage. I'm honestly thinking it's just going to have to be a mystery for another time as to why the torque gets worse as we go down further. Why? Why is there... Because everything is symmetrical down here. I'm sorry, I just don't want to spend too much time puzzling out why that's being so stubborn. So we're just going to live with that little bit of asymmetry. We're going to save this, and I'll figure it out another day. Now, our crew, our brave crew, we're going to bring Bill, because Bill does have to come along for one of our contracts, but I'm also going to bring along no pilot. I'm going to bring Bob. Poor Bob has yet to be in space, so Bob is going to go out there with Bill. They're going to go to the moon, land on the moon. There's a probe body in here to do the piloting for them. So I think we're going to go for it. So launch. Well, we're going to watch this very carefully as it goes up and see if we can identify. This is the contracts I want here. See if we can identify where things are happening. So what we're going to do is, as this ascends, I'm going to be watching where does all of a sudden this pitch indicator start to go goofy. And we'll kind of watch it from, I don't know if I want to watch it totally end on, but try and figure out what's going on. But right now, we're going to run our launch script. Again, 80 kilometers orbit. And we're going to go. This is it now. Getting our countdown. Nice. See, right now, notice pitch is exactly centered. It's having no trouble flying straight. And then the yaw knocks it over because it's starting into its gravity turn. And again, that's normal. No, now I can see the pitch is starting to creep over. See that? It has a tendency to want to drift towards the south. It's consistent, but for the life of me, I cannot figure out why. I'm wondering if maybe there's a bit of an asymmetry in these control surfaces. because it seems to be getting worse as we pick up speed. I'm wondering if I'm looking at you. This one. I think it's got a tilt to it. And I'm wondering if these are not quite in the center. I'm wondering if that is the culprit. Either way, we're flying now. I'll puzzle it out later. It got into orbit. That's all that matters. Okay. You know, it isn't quite a terrible looking thing, I don't think. Very, very big on the bottom. But then again, it's very tall. I mean, the poodle is right here, right? Like, this is the spacecraft from here to here. So 3/4 of this length is spacecraft, not booster. All right, we're getting our Kerbal Engineer data up here. Do you see that? I didn't put a Kerbal Engineer chip on this thing, but that's because we have an engineer board, and when you put an engineer board, you get this extra data from Kerbal Engineer. That'll be useful. I just really didn't get in the habit of putting the Kerbal Engineer chip on it. I find that when I'm down here, there's not everything. There's some information I would prefer to have down here as well, but unfortunately, because of this asymmetry, there is a 1.3 degree inclined orbit we're going into. Oh well. Alright, and there goes those. That all works fine. I should keep an eye on their health here. I want to keep some Kerbals alive. They have 10 days worth of supplies. And a trip to the moon and back is usually like 2 days. So 10 days is, you know, if they might even, like, if things go wrong, I probably still have time even to give a rescue. Like, again, knock on wood that doesn't happen, but should be okay. All right. Tuck you up here. And yeah, I'm seeing James saying it's best to deploy the fairings between 55 and 60 kilometers. It all depends whether you're under thrust or not, and quite frankly, on how heavy your fairings are. Because, you know, I was under thrust for most of that, and it's nice to lose the mass. But if you're not under thrust, then hang on to the fairings. I might be pushing them off too early. I don't know. I've not really played too much with exactly what I got it at 50 kilometers. That might be a little early. Of course, it also depends on how unaerodynamic your whole vessel is. Okay, coming up to our burn. Let's time warp to that. And I'll finish off this circularization. And then, hopefully we're on our way to the moon. Okay, oh, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. And yeah, and then this will, and hopefully if I have this all planned out right, this stage will be empty. Will empty while we're doing our descent to the moon's surface, and then this thing can land. That's the plan. We'll see how well I've got it all planned out. Okay, and that is close enough to 80 by 80. This program has ended, so we're here. Well done, gentlemen. Bob is in space for the very first time. Gonna put this. This is a wonky thing. I'm amazed this flew up as well as it did. Just gonna put that up there for the solar panel so that we can do ourselves some generation. Let's get ourselves out towards the moon. Again, let's clear away all the detritus here. Where's the moon? We will set that as a target. You know, it's one thing I did not think about until this moment is, of course, there's a 50-50 chance that Munar 5, which we are aiming for here, is in the dark right now. That would be not good. I don't want to do a landing in the dark. But, well, I guess, well, it is what it is. Oh, this isn't... Okay, that's all right. Let's put on landers. Where is Munar 5? There it is. Beautiful. Nicely placed in the daytime. I think I'm going to do a correction to try and make me more equatorial, because I can see that Munar 5 is very close to being... It's just barely above the moon's equator, so we don't have to be that inclined. But anyway, let's tweak this in. Then we'll do a bit of a correction. That's a little too... Come off a bit. I'm going to go for about 12 kilometers. Down from there, there we go, 12.5 kilometers. Okay, that's good. That's good. And because we in no way trust Bill or Bob to fly, we're going to use KOS. Let's switch over to the drive that's on the... Switch to... I always forget the word to. Switch to one. That's the drive that's on the ship. And I should have a couple of programs here. Yes, Circularize That and X-Man program. So let's get ourselves to our burn. It's coming up very quickly. And we'll run our X-Man script, if I can type. Get itself ready here. Still a ways from the burn. This is going to be a 49-second burn. There's a healthy thrust-to-weight ratio on this engine. Might tweak it down after this. What is the thrust-to-weight ratio on that end? 1.56. I guess I'm just used to tiny little probes and all of that kind of stuff. Okay. Should be getting ready to do the burn. One and go. Nice. Very quiet engine. I can't even hear that. I don't know if that's meant to be that way or if that's sort of a game issue. Oh, you know what we got to do? We got to do this before we get into high space is we have the EVA Science experiment kit that we can do EVA experiments from, and there's a space version of that, and there is the on the surface of something version of that. It is very adorable, the animations, and I want to do it in each of the biomes we're going to cross because I think it is quite a healthy amount of science. So, according to this, we have 25 EVAs available, so I hope that that is not lying to me. Okay, burn is complete. Is that looking okay on our way out to the moon? Let's get rid of this. Oh, we got to tweak our orbit anyway. It overcooked it just a smidge. But what I want to do before we're out of low space, I hate how wonky this is, is I want, you know what I should do? Let's turn down the wheel authority on this. I think that'll help a lot. I don't think it's really necessary to be as big as it is there. Okay, let's open up here and open up our cargo containers because somewhere we have that EVA kit. There it is. Now, I left an empty space on purpose. It is because if you want to do this cargo move around stuff, Bob doesn't need his parachute anymore. You definitely want an empty space so you can play musical cargo things. I've had that situation before where all of a sudden I filled it all up and then I couldn't move things around. So there, and now Bob has, I am giving it to Bob, the EVA Science pack. We're going to EVA him. Now I want to pay attention to this because I've had issues with EVAs before, but we have 25 EVAs available. We'll do an EVA and then we'll see how much we got left. So Bob's going to go out and he has to let go in order to do this and put on his RCS pack. Put his lights on too. Put them this way. And I got to be careful because, let's just stop him. Okay, I'm getting too picky. I am using up the monopropellant in the ship when I do EVA pack stuff. Okay, where is the EVA experiment? No. Come on. Is it? Do I have to right click on the experiment itself? Am I missing it? Surface EVA report. Okay, I thought there should be... Sorry, let's get Bob back down here again. Did I give him the wrong thing? I gave him a repair kit. Bob's not doing any repairs. Silly. Did that come up in the chat that I gave him a repair kit rather than the EVA kit? There it is. So, oops. Let's do another bit of switching around here. That goes to here. This goes to here. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, go fast, Bob, fast! He's almost out of low space. Come on, where is it? Perform EVA Science. Woot! And... Alright, so that is the... Now, I've never done this with Kerbalism before. Oh, it does that! How does that work with Kerbalism? Or maybe it doesn't. Well, that's interesting. Okay, we're going to get back. Let's get back, because I don't want to waste that too much. It's a nice demonstration of the intermediate axis theorem. We'll get back inside. Board. Now, what's happening? Did we pick up some... Oh, we're transmitting it. It's working. Okay, we're cool. Now, that's space low. We can get out and do another one. What is... See, now we're down to 20 EVAs. And by my count, I did 1. You know what? I think I'm going to calm down the EVAs. We'll do more on the way back if we have them, but we definitely want to make sure we can do EVAs on the surface. It's always an issue. I don't quite... Okay. Should have put more nitrogen on this thing.